directors. I'm very humbled and privileged to be in your midst. First and foremost, I want to congratulate all of you who have been appointed in your respective roles as directors, and also appreciate the privilege whose tenure and sustaining. It's a level of confidence in appointing authority and we are men and women that we depend on to transform many areas of our lives. So very quickly, before I start, I want to wish my Muslim brothers happy Eid, thank you so much, and God bless you. Very quickly, let me share with you a little story from a village. Because we can get a bite from the village, but we can't get the village from the man. Once upon a time, of course, was this king. That time, I don't know for marriage, but the king wanted to find out the sweetness. So he put some conditions that the young man needs to qualify for his daughter. She will be able to drink hot water from boiling pot. And that was a parallel order, because it was a spiral. And not the template, but the right for the key before that can try that. To his parents, his power association, the benefits, related to key. So I did it. So he went to the protocols, contacted the royal media, and said, look, I'm available, Your Majesty, I can get very hot water boiling from the fire, just to I marry your daughter. And I have them to bring that. Number one, the king is wife and son pass. I can't get it down. And number two, also love me. But I don't have another wish. I want to do that in open, in public. Let every citizen of the kingdom get to see me that. The king said, brother, I have no problem with that. So we are appointed there in the local arena, stadium. They got the king's butler with a lot of fire and a big pot boiling water. And the king was sitting somewhere at point. So at the right time, they beckoned the king to calm down and demonstrate that and he came down with confidence and sharing courage. He was calling himself courage. So the king's butler was pouring water into the courage. So after the king was holding the courage and told the king it is important for transparency and accountability to ensure everybody knows this water is hot. So the question is, can you confirm water is hot? This water is hot. People matter, you see it's hot. People must see this water is hot. It's important and confirm this water is hot. This water is hot. Prof, you have to confirm this very hot water that I'm taking. You see, people must know this is no and previous plans here is accountable. By the time you are done with the crowd, you are feeling so that it's falling out. You move to the center with confidence, you began out in the water. To the amazement of the crowd, nothing happened. And the king being a king of honor, he had to honor the water. And pass over the beautiful daughter to Bali. That is the essence of strategy from a village perspective. You have a tall order, very challenging, all mind-boggling and almost impossible. The plan is the objective to marry a king's daughter. You've got to think. And depending on how you think, either win or what, or lose. That's why we find a model media. This model here, what do you think this is? I now think the experts, all of you are very familiar with strategy. That strategies, you have planned, and by the way, you are right today, there are some protocols in the strategies. Okay, some fail, some work. Okay? But in this context, the key thing you have to consider that you cannot divorce good results from a good strategy. The input you put in, the thinking, and the quality of what you put in place is going to take the same which where you come up with a good strategy. So let me I want to share with you some statistics here. I don't know what comes to your mind. It's very consistent, by the way. It's Singapore is here not because we thought about it, but it's a benchmark. It's a global benchmark. That is appreciated all over the world. There's a country up there. I've worked there, I've lived there for some time, so I have a bit of information. I was born in the middle and I grew up here. And those statistics are size, population, GDP, and economic results. What comes to mind when you look at those statistics? What comes up, what stands out for you?
Area.
Some individuals?
Area. Area.
Area. Okay, where?
All of them. One is 923.
These are very big country, almost a million kilometers square, half a million almost. This is just a simple petty cash. 780 kilometers square, very small place. What else stands out for you guys?
Population.
There?
Population.
Population, for sure, yes, it's a huge population. But then this figure is not official. There will be unable to come up with accurate figures because of the logistic area. The phone will be immediately practice a lot of things go on. So, this is just for planning purposes. We are here, trying to think million people, and I know we'll be more by now. This is just 5 million people. But are you struck by the GDP? Look at its productivity. He said, although GDP is not a very good indicator of economic health, but in terms of economic activity in a particular area, okay? How much do we have here? Is it bigger than last year? Yes. How many are we? Against what? Okay? Don't get upset, count the results. And these guys claim that the results are not to be touched under those circumstances. They are meant for very things. We also very consumers here, spenders, the same thing here. I'm sure there are many factors behind those figures, but we cannot do our strategy. They must have some very good strategies here. Over and above the values, the culture, the leadership, because leadership and culture and ethics cannot work if you have a strategy, isn't it? So you have also to consider an element of strategy. And they talk about long-term planning, cohesiveness, and zero corruption. This is why I brought you here that all these 3 regions boast of intellectual horsepower. So we cannot have the competence in these regions here. And I believe we also very gifted many times. The resources we have intellectually can actually boost the value. So I brought these figures are not necessarily to make anyone feel bad or good, but just to let you know that we have a duty now to see how deep we can plan and come up with transformative strategies that can transform the social and economic landscape of this country. And the chance we have is now, because so much is happening at the moment. There are some issues that we can find out from here, which are very close to what we have here. Okay? But very quickly, let's get to the figures. The issue. At the moment that you have to appreciate, the environment is becoming a very big issue. We cannot ignore it. It's so challenging that as you plan your strategies, don't focus on your economic capacity alone. You need to be very clear about the environment. We are being told the environment is very sensitive. It is now volatile, it's unpredictable, it is complex and ambiguous. But the question is, so what? If the environment is volatile and complex, what do you do about it? Your plans must be able to create some level of stability. How? That's where your thinking comes in. You have to think so deeply and ask yourself, how can you have a plan that can create stability? How can you have a plan that can create stability? How can you have a plan that can also create simplicity? Because simplicity is very in terms of execution. And how can you have a plan that's very clear? So graph that you all know what's going to happen. Very quickly, there's a new thing I came across about society that was very interesting. I say the art of making informed choices. It's not as scientific, it's about an art, imaginative and creative. Because the challenge is we face as so many ones. We cannot assume to look at, to think that they are just scientific. We have very imaginative and creative. And make sure the decisions are also informed by data. Because if you don't do that, then you have a problem. You must ensure that these are informed decisions that are going to be because the environment is becoming very competitive. So very quickly, I want to share with you some specific examples. They are not the worst, but they just help us understand as case studies not to consider. Where somebody that ignores the environment can be very expensive. Some of you are familiar with this company here, very famous company. In 2007 or 2008, it didn't have a BlackBerry, it didn't exist. It was an ultimate executive tool. Right here, people are proud about it. And they are very proud about their keyboard, which was a trademark, and one of the best keyboards anyone created. So they and they couldn't imagine anything can be better than what they've done. Unfortunately, while they're still bragging about the keyboard, Apple came up with a graphic design interface where they said, when we have a big keyboard that is standing, we need to have a bigger screen for information or video stuff, where you can call the keyboard on demand. You don't require it to go away. If you want it, it comes back. The BlackBerry Auka from that struggle. Up to date, had over $2 billion in turnover at that time. It's now a museum piece. You come to Fuji, another story we are aware. Nokia, how many have a Nokia phone here? Right, that's a long man. They gave us the phones, but because of project planning, they are not looking at the environment, we don't have them on the radar. But let's come back home here, where we have seen a bit of study here. I know you have to think about this more than I do. But look at this amazing landmark. Right together? They had all the activities to take over the space, but for some strange reason they are losing the power of knowledge. Right together? The environment is so many what? Here we have another study where the studies that have been made believe in the organization. Okay? So these are all the things you can think about as you are going to your strategy. The question you ask, when does strategy become a strategy? Any idea? When does strategy become a strategy? Who can help me? I'm really professors and experts. When does strategy become a strategy? Any idea? Where do you call a strategy? It only becomes strategic when it has no advantages, isn't it? If you have no advantages, then you are not strategic. That's why we are about that you make a strategic decision because it's having sustainable long-term advantages. So we move away from administrative strategies that will necessarily give us a chance to sustain and become competitive. Very quickly, this is a paradigm of planning. We have to be able to be prudent because we can't afford to take the risks at the moment. The environment is so volatile. You may make a mistake and very recover. So you have to be very prudent, very adaptable, and make sure that we expand our offer along the way. So the 4 questions are very standard. You all know about them. Where we make a status quo, then where you want to go as a director, as the board, you need to have the proper direction where you want to take the state corporation, and then you come up with the strategy of who's able to monitor. Very quickly here, the things you're going to talk about in terms of where you are here, where you are at the moment, we are going to evaluate your strategy. You're going to look at your structure, because some structure is about speed, you can't make us sustainable, and the system. Why I talk about systems here? Because we know that create value by having very good systems. If you look at the cases of Safaricom, most of the value is not coming because of the product offering, but you have very powerful systems that are able to create value. You can imagine buying airtime from the investor as opposed to going back a SIM card. Because if you're talking that airtime is over and you have to buy a scratch card, you're still about the system at night and still about the kind of reaction. But it's really about what happens. Just post and move the money and over. So, model that has been created, not from the product itself, but from model system. So, if you want to look at your organization and put very good systems, you may do a lot of value. Now, the other issue we're talking about briefly about not necessarily skills and competencies, but talent. Alright? And remember, you have a challenge, you have a power of appointing people. So, remember, the BPF is about the issue of talent, because if you don't have talent, you have a challenge and compensation. So, let's come back here. Something happened recently, actually this week. What can you learn from this incredible picture? Any lessons for us? It's okay.
It was against the 159 day.
Okay, what? Fantastic. What else?
The second day.
Second time? Fantastic. What else? How do you come from the village and go to the world? From this family, you take a plane, and the following day you go out. What does it take? Is it osmosis? Is it just chance? Miracles happening there. You have to admit, we have been making this race for the last couple of years. And that is happening. This is the only place I know in Kenya. This is the only sector I know where democracy thrives. I mean, it's all corruption also. Because some of the corruption before, me, I didn't know they are going, only had the reason I have won. Because corruption are not being selected to go and run. I know the consequences. Alright? But the moment you maintain the democracy, this is what it goes. No manipulation, no compromise, but talent. And I can tell you have talent in academia, you have talent in leadership, you have talent in management, and I don't think it's any secret in this country is not talent. But the bad way we are refusing to allow that talent to manifest with the person. The nature of the challenges we are facing cannot be addressed by mediocrity and leadership. You must have some reliable power to be given with specific competences and talent to be able to deliver. And that's the story of behind cinema. Mediocrity doesn't have a process there. So my prayer is, as director, you have a point of authority, power of point. My prayer is, even if you appoint people, maybe your cousin or your son, make sure they are ready. That will make you some money, isn't it? Alright, now the next option we do, ladies and gentlemen, you are aware, why is all of a sudden, I know the environment is changing. Why, how comes companies like Leonard with so much resources and in terms of human power competencies have flaws, and any other company doesn't anymore? What do you think will be the problem? Folks leaders are telling us that strategic planning has to change. The models we are using, or we use most of us, are actually designed for a stable, predictable environment. We are now in a very violent environment, which is unpredictable. Which basically means that the models that we are efficient then may not be able to operate in this point. So I know that most planning wants to have the vision and mission and the values. We go and do a sort. But remember, our sort is so limited because of our competences and weaknesses and then you about things like that. Now we are being told it's very important that we learn from the chameleon model. The chameleon is seen as a symbol of surviving in many ways. Now, if someone will go back to the chameleon, is that a compliment or is that an insult? Alright, let's just start again. What lessons do you think I learned from America at the moment concerning how dynamic, turbulent, and complex the environment is? The environment is so complicated that you can sleep single and look up. You can sleep married and look up single. So it's not predictable. You can't be sure about tomorrow. And it's so what to us. People had plans, like get to their peak, they had a capital, they have just changed all of a sudden. And you can't do anything about it. So there are other confidences and we are not sufficient to make it survive. And the chances of that happening again are very high. They're talking about the next challenge that other people is how they are calling epidemic case. It's not around and some call it epidemic case. That's the one count even more complicated than what we had before. So, what key lessons of community from the chameleon? Very quickly. Adaptation, what else? Adaptation? Yes, sir. Conscious. Okay. See a simple explanation here. Imagine, what is better? Have you seen a chameleon execute in catch a fly? It is in impeccable precision, isn't it? No room for missing. So which is better? To be slow and cautious and hit your target, or to be fast and don't hit your target? See, therefore, you don't be slow and cautious, but ultimately meet the objective. Or to be so fast and achieve nothing. I don't know. Part of the reason there is very cautious. Now, where is it cautious? I'm learning that the caution we see that I'm going to about lessons. Stop it actually. Okay? Now, the key thing here is this thing here, the eyes. It is really one of the most complex eyes among the recognition because it's able to see ahead, behind, up, and down, and sideways simultaneously. Scan and make a decision before you move. Okay? And it's able to move from binocular to monocular. So this eye can look this way, and look to the other side, and be able to move. Now, that's giving us another perspective. Because today, as we're learning, our internal competences are not sufficient to make us survive. We have to be very clear about the working environment. So we start from here, the future around us. Okay? It's just the status quo. What is happening around us, our competences, our abilities, our resources, our weaknesses, our strength, our environment. Then we don't stop there. We go and look at the future behind. The future behind has been extensively exploited by the aviation industry. The safety in aviation is not because of technology per se, but learning from every failure that have encountered. Every failure that over the world is investigated as well as every failure about our process. So that we can learn what causes human errors, whether it is instrumental, so that the mistake doesn't happen again. So it is important also to look at the past. Where are you coming from? What have we done? What did we fail? What did we achieve? If you look very carefully in this country, we are very questions of this. Not true. How do I say the result? It's like it's happening for the first time. Not true. But I didn't have it before. Yes. That's one second. You have it in other places. So it is paramount, statistically speaking, to gather as much data as we can get from our watch. Because in psychology, we have a principle, we have a theory that the best indicator of future behavior is past work. That's why, as a lawyer, I ask for CVs and references. Why do I ask for references? Not where a person has been improved more than a power of energy. So, our past is a very important indicator. So, one of them is coming. Then they start the same device, the future exercise. The future exercise is you evaluate people in your space, your peers, okay, regionally and internationally. It's very important because the problems they are going through with their problems. Your critics will be sometimes you don't know what's happening in other spaces. But what's happening in that space has become a problem. An example was is like at my age, if you see our peers divorcing their wives, you don't say who want to put that in. How can you divorce your wife at this age? Yeah, I think our candidates. If I don't find out what's happening here and take some lessons, I can go next one. It's not true. All you see are addicted in drugs in the day of seeing your wife today. No focus. How can he say that? And you are addicted as well. So it's important to look at your space. What are they going to do? What are they doing right? Where are they succeeding? Where are they failing? So that those lessons will come your lesson. So we look at corresponding past status. I mean, state corporations in other countries, in the region and around the world, we can get some lessons. Singapore boasts, they say they are not controlling our ideas. They will adapting from other worlds and other areas. And that's what the is doing in What let's question the same model in Singapore. They say we have small, we have resources, we have people with need. And you look at our military, it's still very necessary to have a relationship. And they're doing the fundamentals because the argument is, can you move a house without building a foundation? And I know some people build houses, and there are houses in the village, whose days in the standing and putting a lot of money. You buy it fast. If you buy it fast, or you buy the locks, where do you start with? Foundation still. You can't go and buy locks for the door, then you buy the paint, then you buy the ceiling, or the other one on ceiling. How do you do that? So I have a feeling there are some fundamentals that are disturbing us. And I don't think this fundamental we have dealt with as a country, the least fundamental we have dealt with. Any idea? The least and the cheapest in the thing that concern. Thank you, engineer. Does everything you have to be dirty? So from Jack, so this one was in a good himself. How come we can't 2023. Look at our accounts. 2023, they look like some city targets, including this, the main city itself. We can't clean it up. So the question is, how do they manage us? That's what the problem is. Right? Then now, the future ahead. That's what we normally focus on in time, 5 to 10 years. Okay? But remember the king was here last week, and it was the Prime Secretary was telling the directors, please be strategic, have long-term plans. People that are planning have long-term plans. So this is where the energy comes in. It is important to look at the future where beyond, and I know most of us at your level, you're looking about years. And you have to look beyond the present future and look at the future beyond. The only thing I can share with you briefly is this picture here, which I got from HDR. And this is basically a put of in our way to this camera that we begin doing a system that's called how they put a land system on the moon. Is that picture you want? And if you really ask people what you're talking about, they are really, I think in the next 2 years or so, the next people will be here about and come and get a mass. If you don't get a mass, you went a long time ago. Doesn't need to go here now. So probably at Canada, at UK, or whatever, doesn't need to go here. You get a mass. Now, if you look like it's madness, we're going to give you an example. 20 years ago, if somebody came and told you that you can come from your bedroom, you go to your bank with the company and pay salaries, would you believe him? You tell him you are lunatic, you are lunatic about the moon, you are out of your mind. Is it possible there? Do you keep them in your house? They come from your bedroom, pay. Is this logically comprehensible? But it's happening, isn't it? So now, as a machine that will care for achieving, people are doing what? Okay. So, next, allow me to very quickly to invite my company. Let me invite my senior to give you another perspective, then I'll begin from there. Thank you so much. If you have more information about the future ahead, this week I've been able to document in a book, which is there from here to there. So you can look after and see if you can get some notes on it. Good afternoon, directors. I'm very excited this afternoon. The attention you have given this session is fantastic. Let's clap for ourselves. So, the role of the board in mooting and the driving strategy. Now that we know what strategy is, to the best of my knowledge, what I know, all state corporations' strategic plans, which were prepared under Auka Plan 3, MTP 3, are ending on 30th June 2023. So the new strategic plans for the next 5 years will be based or are based on medium-term plan 4, MTP 4. By show of hand, how many have seen or are familiar with the government priorities in medium-term plan 4? By show of hand. Okay. How many have seen the strategic plan for the 5 years starting from July 2023 to June 2028? How many have seen those strategic plans for your organization? Okay. 3. So, how many have seen the current strategic plan that is being implemented, that is ending in 2 months' time? So, half. Okay, I want to think that the other half, maybe you have not been into the boardroom where
strategic plan is part of the agenda. A review of the performance for the 3 quarters. We have done 3 quarters in this current financial year. We are now on the 4th quarter. So, strategy is very important. And it is the role of the board to drive strategy. First, the board approves strategic plan. Secondly, the board allocates resources through the annual budget for the implementation of strategy. If you read only those 2, then it is not complete. The board receives quarterly or 6 months reports about implementation of the strategy. The 4th one, the board monitors the implementation of strategy and it provides direction when the strategies become obsolete. You cannot continue implementing a strategy that has been overtaken by other events, change of legislation, change of government, because right now, Vision 2030 is being implemented through the medium-term plans. So MTB4 is what now is in the house. It is what we should be talking about. So a professor in strategy called Henry Nisberg said that a strategy can manifest itself in 5 ways. As a plan, meaning it's a written document, very nicely bound, put in a bookshelf, and given to management to implement. For like the private sector, strategy is a goal. You want to outdo your competitor. So all your strategies are addressing the gaps you have seen in the competitor's strategic plan. For state corporation, most state corporation, strategy is a pattern. You go there is a written plan, but what is being implemented? They are doing things as they have always been done. So the activities you keep on doing become your strategy. So you will be having 2 strategies. The written one, it is the plan, and the pattern that is not documented, but is the one being implemented. Position and the perspective is more to the private sector. So the role of the board is to determine the mission of the organization. So as let me assume that half of the directors here are newly appointed, and they are expected to approve the strategic plan that is going to run the organization for the next 5 years. For you to do it effectively, familiarize yourself with the operating environment, make sure you have read the constitutive legislation, constitutive documents, the legal notice or the act that establishes the corporation you are leading, the MTB4, Medium-Term Plan 4, and the Vision 2030, and now we have Africa's Agenda 2063. How many have seen Africa Agenda 2063? By show of hand. 6. This is where the African Union wants to take Africa. 2063. I don't know when it started, but Kenya has adopted most of the flagship projects from Agenda 2063. Africa's Agenda 2063. You are a director, you want to make a difference in this country, please That's a document you can download and read, see the flagship projects. I mentioned a few by explain. Secondly, once you have understood the operating environment, define the mission and vision, where you want to move the organization in the next 5 years, you give the resources through the annual budget for management to implement. Then you must, as a board, provide the core values. Our constitution has given us national values. They are about 15, but you can pick even 3 or 4. And as a board, you say, for this corporation, these are our values. This is what we want to see being implemented in this organization. As long as we are leading this board, this is what we want to see. That is certainly now the light and the positive attitude for that strategy to be implemented. The rest of the materials here is just about the process, and each step of the process the board has along. When I look around and when I listen, I see a lot of talent, a lot of knowledge and skills. Please, I'm appealing to you to share this knowledge, this diverse knowledge that we have, the insights, the ideas. Let's share these ideas. Let's help management implement the strategic plans. Number 2, let's challenge management's assumptions and assumptions around strategy. Now that we will be having like almost 1.5 months to approve the strategic plans planning from July, as the strategic documents are tabled in your board books, please challenge management on the assumptions they have made and the strategies they are proposing. And now that we have read MP4, Agenda 2063, and Vision 2030, you should be able to engage them in a good debate. Then you approve the strategic document. Now, organizations in the US, they have put a lot of studies of success factors that are enabling for implementation of strategies. Number 1, they say boards of directors of large and successful corporations provide leadership. I was excited and felt encouraged when we did in the morning about when we talked about ethical leadership, and the examples were quite relevant. So as a board, let's agree, we provide leadership, we communicate strategy. In 2010, I happened to go for an official trip to Kigali, Rwanda, and from the airport, I was speaking Kiswahili. The taxi driver was speaking to me in English. So I asked him, why are you struggling with English when you can communicate very well in Kiswahili? He said, as a country, took on a Vision 2020. They were implementing Vision 2020. And in Vision 2020, one of the things they had to do is Rwanda was joining in the East African community, and all the citizens were told, especially those in the transfer or transport sector, you must speak English. So he told me, my friend, ndugu yangu, in the 30 minutes, hebu nijifunze Kiingereza because Vision 2020 demands that we all speak increase, so that we can easily integrate when the East African community is implemented. So when the country is accepted to join the East African community. Now, in our own organizations, do our staff know our strategy? What mechanisms have we put in place to ensure the strategy that is the board approved has been communicated even to the lowest kind of staff? So if our strategy is not communicated, it will not be implemented. Finally, as a board, we need to monitor and adapt changes as we implement strategies. There are many things that have changed since July to now, and the organizations cannot continue implementing things that have been outlived by change of legislation or other new government directives. Those strategies, most of our organizations in Africa, we have good strategic plans crafted by professionals, and they have failed. They have not been implemented. And don't be misled by management that we have been unable to implement this strategy because of lack of resources. When a strategy is crafted, it is costed. And the drafters of the strategy provide strategies for getting the resources to implement the strategic plan. And there is a logical, it's called a doctrine. Logical implementation, it has the activities to be done by when and what resources they require. And when we are crafting the annual budget, we also get the activities from the strategic plan. So lack of resources is not a good reason. But if you are told that there is lack of arrangement, yes, at the time we prepared the strategic plan, it was not aligned to Vision 2030. So for that reason, we are unable to implement the things you are seeing there. The other thing is inability to track progress. On the green side, on the right side, use ICT for real-time tracking of implementation. Finally, I have listed a few of the items of the documents that I thought will be a good start for the new directors, those that are new meaning they have not been served in any board before. So it will be important if you familiarize yourself with these documents. I've picked a few of the challenges that MT before is addressing: recurrence of drought, geopolitical tensions, slow uptake of projects for implementation through PPP, lower than targeted revenue correction, vis-a-vis high expenditures, low levels of investment, high cost of doing business. I'm sure all of you together, you are in some of these sectors. So if you pick what is said there, then you will be on the right track. Let me call my colleague to wind up. And thank you for being good listeners.
Thank you so much for your patience, and I'll only take things out of their slides so that we can be able to.
As my colleague loves the slides,
thank you so much. Only two slides will be out of here. You are familiar with what this is, ladies and gentlemen? Suppose you are the CEO or you are the chairman of this organization. How much budget will you have? How much budget will you come up with? The budget is $1.3 billion. hypothetical, when the chairman you're managing this thing, how many objectives you can come up with? Okay. This mammoth project, which is the floating station, you only have 3 objectives. 1, be safe as a researcher and astronaut. 2, keep the equipment safe. 3, do research. Now, how much is our budget? Where do you have so many objectives? You find us in a small state corporation with 50 objectives. That is where we use focus. And I know in high school I don't know how to summarize. Clarity comes from having clear, specific deliverables. Our mind is capable of handling so many things. So few objectives but clear will go a long way. Help you having a clear plan. Finally, once your plan has been done, it will help if you can create a dashboard. Okay, for your plan. Very quickly. How long does it take you to know that your car doesn't have fuel when you're driving? How long does it take you to know have fuel? How long the car is overheating? How long does it take to know the speed you're driving at? Can you imagine if you have to stop and open the tank to determine whether you have fuel or not? Look at that process. Alright? Or you have to put your head out and see whether at what speed is a good speed to determine the speed. All that is done in milliseconds because you have a dashboard. Within a second, you know, I don't have fuel, the car is overheating, or I'm not speeding. That is why, if you look at the machines some of you drive, they are complex machines, mechanical, but they are built by simple minds. I tell you what, a D-class, we go key for effort, you can move a machine effortlessly with the safety from A to B because you have engineered for execution. Are you clear? So a plan also, it could be complex, but you must engineer your plan for what? For execution. Simply the simple mind in the organization know what you're talking about and you're able to execute. So summarize all your plans. Simply put your vision here, push out from your mandate, have goals here, here strategies, outcomes, and your value. Even as a chairman, you can look at the dashboard and see what our plan and this is the status quo. And how many children do you have in here, chairman? I wrote, fantastic. Don't be shocked if the commander-in-chief gives you a call and asks you and wants to work your plan. Because state corporations are so key inside what? Delivery. And if you look at the tone of the commander-in-chief, he's a hands-on person. Don't be shocked if you get a phone call and you're being asked to how to look at your plan and you tell them what you want to do. So make sure you're prepared. That happens. I don't think it will happen in case it happens. So finally, let our plans have one important element called scenario planning. Scenario planning has become a key issue simply because you cannot exactly predict what will happen tomorrow. Things are happening beyond our understanding. And the story behind scenario planning now has become a very big issue is this very, very good story here. And I know some of you have come across it. This is a bridge in Honduras. And that country, you know where it's located, in between that neck of South America and North America, they are hit by hurricanes almost consistently. And in another country, if the structure gets destroyed and it's hard to rebuild again. So this is a bridge here, which was built in 1930. The government failed to protect themselves against persistent hurricanes with buttresses. So they did a big budget on it and to make it strong. The next time a hurricane comes, it doesn't have to be compromised. And then I think a very big storm hit those islands where they had over 75 inches of rain in 4 days. Guess what happened? The river on which the bridge was built changed course. And it remained intact with all the resources, investment, put into it. This has become a symbol of scenario planning. Good intentions, no corruption, no knowledge, no privilege, everyone has done their job. But the objective, the environment, which is unforgiving, just hit so hard, and the river changed course, so you have a museum piece now here. It has become a tourist attraction. That is how complicated the environment has become. Finally, I have a request to stand up, if you don't mind. My seniors, I must know with respect. I want us to put our left hand on our hearts and make what we call the diversion declaration. That we are going to transform the state corporation, which is the key to America's economy. Say out, as of today, I'm inspired. I'm a dedicated director. I will enhance my value to the board. I will embrace challenges and opportunities. I shall be ambitious. I will never quit. Please help me, God. Thank you so much. The book up there, the book on the website.